Welcome to today's video. Here we have the new Excalibur Hybrid X. And I've got 3 arrows here. This is the V-Flight Pro. This is got the special knock that's specific for this crossbow. This is with a 100 grain field point that they sent with it. So this is supposed to weigh 400 grains. You're supposed to get 435 feet per second with this. This is a standard arrow with 125 grain Schwacker practice tip on it. That's what I'm going to be mainly sighting it in with. And then I have this. This is one of my doctored up 650 grain arrows. And I've got the Levi Morgan Schwacker, and it's in the practice mode right now. Okay, here's my Hornady scale. So we'll start off with 100 grain field point. .8, that's the 400 grains. So in theory, this should weigh 425. 426, yep. And if I remember right, I got 650, pretty damn on the nut on this. 651.2. So what we're looking for today is, do we get 435 feet per second with the 400 grain arrow as they claim? And how much speed erosion am I going to get with my 650 grain arrow? And what's going to be the sound difference? They sent the sound dampening kit with this crossbow. And hopefully it's like my last crossbow where a 350 grain bolt was a loud twang, but the 650 grain bolt was very quiet. So I'm hoping that does that to this too, and I don't have to put on those dampeners, because the dampeners will further reduce the speed. This is the very first shot ever I'm putting through this crossbow, and we will use the 100 grain tip, 400 grain bolt, and see if we're getting the 435 we're supposed to be getting. Alright, sorry if I'm in the way. Got the chronograph armed. .428. That was pretty high pitch, pretty loud. Second shot, 400 grain arrow. .429 feet per second. Third shot, 400 grain arrow. 425 feet per second. First shot with the 650 grain bolt. .513.9. That can't be right. Second shot, 650 grain bolt. 357.1. .351.4. 323.4. Net on the money at 30. 334.3. So halfway between. Okay, 391.2. Dead on the money. 356.7. Dead on the money, 359.7. Okay, 650 grain bolt. I threw out the highest and the lowest, which was 391 and 323. So there's our speeds, gives us 351 feet per second average, 177 foot-pounds of kinetic energy, 1.01 slugs of momentum. For the 400 grain bolt, these were speeds, give us 420 foot per second average, which gave us 161 foot-pounds of kinetic energy and 0.758 slugs of momentum. So between the two, we had a 76 feet per second loss going from 400 to 650, but we had 16 pounds of kinetic energy gained and 0.252 slugs of momentum gained. And it did quiet the bow down, but not as much as I was hoping, so I think I am going to put those dampeners on and I'll shoot it again and get some speeds with that in a future video. Here is going to be 3 clips of the 400 grain arrow firing and the 3 clips of the 650 grain arrow firing. I'm going to alternate them. So 400, 650, 400, 650, 400, 650. 400. 3. 420. 3. 420.